Losses of Russia for the first 8 months of 2025 were reported by the Ukrainian I Want to Live initiative. They posted leaked data from the Russian Federation on battlefield losses in 2025 online, according to the public group I Want to Live. In just 8 months, the enemy lost 285,550 servicemen, of which 86,744 were killed, 33,996 went missing, 158,529 became 300s, and another 2,311 were captured. The Ukrainian initiative I Want to Live reported that Russia's casualty ratio is 1 killed for every 1.3 wounded, which is likely due to the insufficient training of tactical medicine and the frequent failure of the Russian military command to adequately rehabilitate the wounded. The standard kill-to-wound ratio is 1:3, indicating that Russian forces currently appear to have an abnormally high kill-to-wound ratio, likely due to the effectiveness of intensive tactical drone strikes, which create kill zones across the theater of operations and make it difficult for both sides to evacuate the wounded. The leaked data shows that Russian troops suffered the greatest losses in the Pokrovsk, Kupiansk and Lyman directions, reflecting the command's priority in these areas of the front. The central group of Russian forces, responsible for the Pokrovsk sector, suffered the heaviest losses, more than 43,000 killed, missing and captured. More than 50,000 were wounded. The northern group of Russian forces, responsible for the Kursk, Sumy and Kharkiv regions, lost 53,572 men, second only to the central group of forces. Russian troops also suffered significant losses in less priority areas of the front in eastern and southern Ukraine. Russian forces appear capable and willing to maintain these casualty rates despite achieving limited tactical successes. A Russian insider source who has consistently provided accurate data on changes in the Russian military command previously reported that the Russian Ministry of Defense recruited 292,000 personnel between January the 1st and September the 15th, 2025, an average of 31,600 recruits per month. Leaked documents indicate that Russian forces lost approximately 281,550 personnel between January and August 2025, an average of 35,193 per month. One of the most active directions on the front line right now is the northern Slobozansky direction. Intense fighting also continues in the Pokrovsk, Novopavlivka and Lyman directions, said Ivan Tymochko, head of the Council of Reservists of the Ukrainian Ground Forces, said. Indeed, the north and northeast of Ukraine remain the most active zones for now. This is northern Slobozansky direction. We know that the enemy has begun to intensify operations near Kupiansk and Kupiansk-Vuzlovyi. The Lyman direction has been hot for a while and is second in combat intensity only to Pokrovsk and Novopavlivka, Tymochko said. He also noted that the situation has been difficult for more than a year in the Chasiv Yar and Toretsk directions.
Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs launched her re-election bid Wednesday, outlining a practical rather than confrontational approach to campaigning in a swing state where the politics are delicate and she will need Republican support. Nationally, Democrats are looking to bounce back from sweeping losses in the 2024 election. In an exclusive interview with the Associated Press, Hobbs shrugged off pessimism in the Democratic ranks and among voters. She said she's focused on putting Arizonans first and politics aside, a message she hopes will resonate with voters across the political spectrum. She'll need that, particularly in a swing state that endorsed President Donald Trump in 2024 but chose Joe Biden 4 years earlier. In her first campaign video advertisement of the election cycle, she criticized Washington and the tariffs that she said make life more costly for Arizonans, while making no explicit mention of Trump. As the likely Democratic nominee, Hobbs will face developer Karen Taylor Robson. U.S. Representative Andy Biggs or U.S. Representative David Schweikert in the November 2026 general election. Robson and Biggs are both endorsed by Trump. Hobbs criticized Robson, Biggs and Schweikert for supporting Trump's budget bill that she said raises the federal deficit, slashes meals for kids, jeopardizes health care and increases the cost of college. As a border governor, Hobbs also criticized the Biden administration on the issue of border security. She said she was willing to work with the Trump administration on security issues like stemming drug trafficking. The rate of apprehensions at the southern U.S. border with Mexico has fallen to its lowest rate in more than half a century. Customs and Border Protection said Tuesday that arrests averaged about 280 per day in September. Hobbs said Trump's position on immigration has had a chilling effect on the number of people crossing the border, though she did not explicitly credit the administration for the reduction.
I'm the governor of Arizona, and I'm focused on delivering results for Arizonans, and I'm going to work with anyone to do that, whether it's Democrats or Republicans in the legislature, whether it's the Trump administration in Washington, D.C. Arizonans elected me to deliver results for my state, and that's what I'm focused on doing. And I found a common ground to work with the Trump administration on delivering border security. When I stood up to the Biden administration because they ignored border security. And those are the kind of fights that I'm bringing to the state. I think that there is definitely a chilling effect on immigration because of the enforcement activities. But I will tell you, in terms of disrupting cartel activity, which is, I think, where we see the real threats to our communities in Arizona, we have found productive ways to work together to do that. We're interdicting weapons, we're stopping smuggling, we're stopping drugs from coming across the border. I've been very clear on how I feel about indiscriminate immigration enforcement. The president ran on a promise to go after the worst criminals, to go after people that were making our communities unsafe. And what's clear that's happening now is going after enforcement quotas, going after dreamers, after people who have been here for years, who are paying taxes. None of that is making us safer. And I would continue to advocate for the president to keep his promise and go after people that are making us unsafe.
Welcome to America. A good person.